Hello guys, Robot1 here, coming at you with a new Yugioh video, and in today's Yugioh video we are going to be looking at some more cards coming out in Rira. We've got the new Simorgh stuff and a ton of random stuff to talk about, so I'm going to be kind of quick, giving you guys my opinions on all of these cards. And this is the future of Yugioh, by the way, where I just talk about cards that are coming out later in the game, give my full opinions on them, and just say if I think they're good or not. But yeah, today we've got the new Simorgh type and a ton of cards coming out of Rising Rampage, so let's get into them because I want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on them. So let's go. So we start off with Simorgh, Bird of Beginnings. And as we know, the Simorgh cards are kind of old. They revolved around the back row. And we have the main one, Dark Simorgh, which just stops your opponent from using spell or trap cards. So hopefully these are really good as well because of that. So let's see. So we've got the first one, Simorgh, Bird of Beginnings, level 1 Winged Beast effect, 0 attack, 600 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, you can activate this effect. During this turn's main phase, you can normal summon, not set, so you have to normal summon one Simorgh monster in addition to your normal summon / set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. So additional normal summon, always good to have a way to additional summon cards in the deck. Will this be good though? We will have to see, because obviously it's not always good just to have an additional summon. But yeah, such as your Senjus, they have tons of summons. But let's see what else. Let's see what the other effect is, which I know all the other cards have, which is if your opponent controls no spell or trap cards in their spell and trap card zone, and this card is in the your graveyard, you can activate this effect. You can special summon You can special summon from your you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Winged Beast monsters. Also, special summon this card in defense position, but banish it when it leaves the field. So this is kind of a built-in effect that all of the lower level Simorgh cards have. I have read the lower level Simorgh cards because I tried to make this video the other day. Stuff got in the way, recording mishaps, and I couldn't finish the video. So basically, we're re-recording. I know this effect is on here, and all of the lower levels have this effect. So let's keep going. Simorgh, Bird of Beast Summoning. Level 2 Winged Beast, 1000 attack, 1000 defense. Person effect only once per turn each. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one Simorgh card from your deck to your hand, except Simorgh, Bird of Summoning. Now, this is good for the pure fact that it lets you summon any Simorgh card, be it spell, trap, or monster. And typically, majority of the time, from what I can tell, is you're going to be wanting to normal summon Simorgh, Birds of Beginning, tribute summon, and then additional normal summon this, search a really good spell card, and then go from there. So very good cards so far, being able to have an additional summon and a Stratos effect. And it also has the effect that it special summons itself from the graveyard if your opponent has no spell trap cards in the spell trap card zone. Alright, next we have Simorgh, Bird of Endings. Level 3 Winged Beast, 1500 attack, 200 defense. You can only activate cards first and second effect on turn. When this card is normal summoned, you can send one Simorgh card from your deck to the graveyard, except Simorgh, Bird of Endings. Now this is decent because you can send one of your Simorgh birds to the grave. If your opponent has no spell trap cards in the graveyard, you get a free special summon. Essentially, I'm seeing a lot of similarities to like Tellarknights with this deck, where it's got like an Unkula Halahai, a Deneb, and a Vega. Obviously, it's not as good as Tellarknights because you're kind of locked in and it's only during the normal summon, but there are a lot of similarities to Tellarknights in that regard. Next, we have Simorgh, Bird of Protection. 1400 attack, level 4, 1000 defense. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one card in your spell and trap card zone, return it to the hand in your opponent's spell and trap card zone. Now, this is not one of the better ones. Like, honestly, this is one of the ones that you could kind of just debate on actually playing. Where you just get to return one card in your opponent's spell and trap card zone. Now, I know you're going to kind of need this at times where you just see stuff in your opponent's trap card, you need to get rid of it, you need to be able to play the game. But obviously, you're not always going to have that ability, so this will be able to clear those back rows that you're kind of scared of. Should you play it? Who knows? I feel like it's a 1 or a 2 of a best. But yeah. And you also have the effect where it lets you just gain free resources by summoning stuff from the grave. Next, Simorgh, Lord of Storm. Level 8 Winged Beast effect monster. 2900 attack, 2000 defense. You can only use this card's second and third effect once per turn each. This tribute summon card cannot be targeted by opponent's spell or trap effects, cards or effects. So, untargetable by spell and traps. Wish it had that monster protection as well, but we can't have everything. When a spell or trap card on the or effect is activated, you get quick effect. You contribute 1 Winged Beast monster, then target 1 card your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. I don't like this effect personally. I feel like this effect shouldn't have to target or have to tribute a Winged Beast monster to actually resolve and use. And I feel like that kind of lowers the potential of the card because of that. And it's something I don't actually agree with on this card. But the card is somewhat required in the deck, so it will be needed. And when a Winged Beast monster you control is destroyed by battle, and this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. Another effect on the card, which I feel like is not as good. I feel like this should have said special summon as well, being that obviously you're not always going to want to have this in your hand because you have to tribute summon it to actually gain the effect to make it untargetable. And obviously, are you really going to want to always tribute summon this card? Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. You're not always going to want to. But yeah. One of the cards that I would say is a 1 of in the deck. Next, Darkness Simorgh. Level 8 Dark Winged Beast effect monster. 2900 attack, 2000 defense. You can only use this card's name's first and third effect once per turn each. If you tribute summon a dark or wind monster, you can special summon this card from your graveyard or hand. And it has to be summoned. It can only be summoned from the graveyard if it was there in the graveyard at first. Yeah. This card's attribute is always treated as a wind attribute. And third effect, when a spell, trap, or effect is activated, quick effect, you contribute 1 Winged Beast monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. This is the better one. Obviously, I wish it was able to negate monster effects. Being able to negate monster effects would be a lot better as well in the addition of spell and trap effects. But obviously, it's another one of those cards where you can't have everything. It's definitely really good. It gives you a free summon when you summon out this, so it gives you rank 8 materials, rank 8 support, and it gives you a way to negate to your opponent's spell and trap. So yeah, gives you that access, gives you the decency. Yeah. Next, we have one of their field spell card, which is Elbor's Sacred Peak of Simorgh. It's field spell. You can only use this card's first, second, and third effect once per each. Winged Beast monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense. You can activate you can reveal 1 level 5 or higher Winged Beast monster from your hand. For the rest of this turn, you can normal summon Winged Beast monsters with 1 less tribute. If you control a Winged Beast monster, you can immediately after effect resolves, normal summon 1 Winged Beast monster from your hand. One Winged Beast monster. So essentially, you reveal one of the bigger, higher level monsters, such as this one. Reduce its level by 1, I believe it is. Well, you contribute 1 less monster to be able to summon it. Then you summon this from the hand along with this to essentially gain the free resources to go even further. That's the basic gist with these two cards. How they're like mirrors, and you want to be able to just summon both of them at once. And this card helps you do that. So this is needed. Obviously, it's a free elf in the deck. Definitely decent and needed for that. Simorgh Arrival, normal spell card. Discard 1 Winged Beast monster. Add 2 small monsters with different attributes from your deck to your hand. So you're normally going to be adding the Dark Simorgh or the big one that you'll be playing on 1 of. or maybe one of the little ones to be able to gain an additional summon, gain a Stratos effect, just gain additional resources to be able to play the game. That's what you're normally going to be doing with this one. And all the spell cards have this effect as well. You can banish this card from your graveyard, reveal one winged beast monster from your hand, and if you do, the rest of the turn, any monsters with that revealed monster's name in your hand lose 1 level. So, ways to decrease your levels to get an easier tribute summon. It's somewhat needed. Now, this is the most broken card in the deck. Simorgh Reject. Normal spell card. You can only target one. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. It's got one winged beast monster. Return all cards in your opponent's spell and trap card zone to the hand. This card is insane. This card can be used in more than just this deck as well, because it's literally, I just got any winged beast. You could use this in Harpies, for instance, and then just get rid of all the opponent's back row, start going in, kill the opponent. So if we ever get a winged beast deck where it's just full on kill, this card is insane. And just looking at it, it's actually a really good card, really powerful card, and this is going to what makes the deck as well, because it allows you to summon all those monsters from your graveyard. So this card is insane, and it really is a good card. You also have its additional effect where you can banish from the graveyard, reveal Winged Beast. That Winged Beast monster loses 1 level for the rest of the turn. And the final card for the Simorgh Archetype, Simorgh Stormfront. Continuous trap card, you can only use the second effect on the turn. Winged Beast monsters you control with less attack than a Winged Beast monster you control with the highest attack cannot be targeted for attacks by opponent's card effect, or by opponent's card effect. So you have to target Big Daddy Simorgh instead of Little Baby Simorgh. Pretty much with that. And its second effect is you can send to the graveyard both this card you control and 2 Simorgh monsters you control whose original levels are higher, level 7 or higher, and whose original attributes are different. Return to the hand as many cards on the field as possible. Take 500 damage for each returned card to the hand, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. So basically, you return this to hand. After dealing them a very low amount of damage. Return 5 cards to the hand, and you take 25. They take 25 and lose. So it's a one-off because it literally says I'm gonna win because of it. Definitely, like, this card is interesting just because it's like a burn card that can give you the game, which is going to make the Simorgh deck a little interesting because of that. And it definitely has the potential to be very, very good. But Simorgh in general, from just first looks at it, they have really broken spell card with Simorgh Rejection. They can choose Simorgh deck cards from the deck very easily, just get the field spell very easily. This is definitely the best Simorgh boss monster in the deck. This is meh. I wouldn't rate this card very highly, but it's something you would need to play at least one. And you've got all the little ones are very good as well because they're able to summon themselves back. I would say this is a 3 of, this is a 3 of, this is a 2 of, and this is maybe a 1 to 2 of, in my personal opinions of thinking about how I built the deck. But yeah, Simorghs are definitely interesting, but let's go on to the other cards that we got to talk about, which are more cards coming out in Rira, Rising Rampage. So let's get into it. So we've got a new pendulum card, Magical Scales of Libra, level 4 water pendulum scale tuner. Oh, it's a tuner. Okay, and it's a normal monster? Yeah, it's a normal monster. 1000 attack, 1000 defense, scale 5. You can only use the first pendulum effect with this card's name only once per turn. Declare a level from 1 to 6, then target 2 face-up monsters you control until the end of the turn. Reduce the first monster's level by the declared level, and if you do, increase the second monster's level by the declared level. Wait, declare a level from 1 to 6 and target 2 face-up monsters. So it's just level alteration that makes them somewhat equal level if you're able to. Okay, not bad. Interesting. The match is a draw. If a card on your side of the field is destroyed at the same time by battle or card effect, each player draws 2 cards. If a card on your each player's side of the field is destroyed at the same time. So Twin Twister, kill one spell trap card of your opponent's, one of your own, then draw 2 cards. Then each player draws 2 cards. Okay, I don't think this is very good, but sure. Avida, the dual world crafter. I'm assuming this is more World Legacy support. It looks like a Saphira card. All right. Level Cyburst, yeah, it's a World Legacy card. 11 level 11, 3500 attack, 3500 defense. Cannot be normal summons as a set. Must be special summoned from the hand. While there are 8 or more linked monsters with different names on the field and in the graveyards. Okay, so that's not the hardest thing to summon. Simorgh gives you it instantly. You cannot special summon other monsters during the turn you special summon this card. This card's special summon cannot be negated. Okay. If this card is special summoned, shuffle all other monsters on the field in the graveyards and that are currently banished into the deck, and cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this activation. Okay, so it's kind of like a soft reset. Yeah, okay. Like soft reset, it's not very hard to do actually because of it, like in the format we're in, like link summoning is just really easy to do. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's actually a really easy card to pull off. All right, interesting. Extreme Nova Burst, normal spell card. Banish 2 monsters that cannot be normal summons to set from your field / or from your hand, face up, face down. Draw 2 cards. That's a -1. And if it was from grave, I would give this props because you just banish 2 extra deck monsters and get 2 draws. But in general, this card isn't that great. Yeah. All right. Sectex Summon. Banish 6 different types of monsters: Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, and Link, with the same original type from your hand, graveyard, or face up from your field. And special summon 1 monster with the original type from your deck or extra deck. That's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. That will never happen. Okay. Maybe a Necros, but not normally going to happen. Magicite of Spell Salvation, continuous trap card. Activate this card by banishing 1 face-up monster your control or 1 monster from your graveyard. In monster you control, the extra R. Special summon this card to your monster zone as a normal monster, light spellcaster with the same level as that banished monster. This is also still a trap. Okay. Interesting. Banish a monster from your grave. No, it's face up. Banish 1 face up monster you control. So why would I do that? Why would I banish a face up monster I control just to summon this as a normal monster? No, that's terrible. That's terrible. I'm sorry. Obstructive Curtain. You can only use the first effect once per turn. If a card you control would be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effect, you can destroy this card instead of one of those cards. If a cards your opponent controls would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead of destroying one of those cards. Okay. So if your opponent if your cards you control would be destroyed, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Cool. To protect one of the cards. And if a card you control would be destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you can destroy this card instead. So it's just double protection. Okay. This isn't actually that bad when you think about it, because it can help stuff like Toon Kingdom and decks that really have that one wall to protect, like maybe in Bujins with Yamato, in Noble Knights with their big Noble Knight boss monster. So when you think about it, this card isn't terrible, but it's not that good. So Psychic Impulsion, Spell, quick effect. Activate one of this card's name per turn. During the battle phase, target one face-up monster you control. You lose life points equal to that monster's attack, and that monster's attack is doubled until the end of the turn. During the turn, you activate this card. This card cannot attack directly. Like, what's the point then? You put a restriction on that says I can't attack directly. There's no point to this card. Okay, sure. Ugh, waste of cards. Miss Cape Barber. Okay. 2 link monsters, left, bottom, 200 attack. It's a generic, so that's good. You can only use this card's name's effects once per turn. At the start of the battle phase, you can target either this card or one monster this card points to, banish it until the end of the turn. That's shit. That's actually rubbish. No, that is garbage. I'm sorry, I would never use that. Okay, let's continue. Majesty Ritualist. Fire spellcaster, level 1, 0 attack, 2000 defense. You can only use the second effect once per turn. Each time a spell card is activated, place one spell card on this card when it resolves. Hopefully what I'm about to read is really good. During the end phase, you can remove 3 spell counters from this card, then target one of your banished spells. Add 1 card with the same name as that card from your deck to your hand. That's not good. I'm sad. Let's continue. Reversible Beetle. 300 attack, 1100 level 3, 1100 attack, 300 defense. You can only use first, second effect once per turn. If this card is normal summon, special summon, change this card and all other monsters in its column to face down defense position. That's pretty good. All right. That's like a way to out like Colossus and stuff. That's decent. Shuffle this card and all other face down monsters in its column into the deck. Summon this, say it, Book of Tyre, return a whole column. I'm just saying. Okay, he's interesting. Cataclysmic Bellowing Colder. Wind Fairy effect, level 8, 2600 attack, 200 defense. You can only use this card's name's effects once per turn. If a face-up wins monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can return 1 spell trap card on the field to the top of the deck. Play it in the Simorgh archetype, I guess. Cool. Voltester. Okay. Voltester. Level 7, 2500 attack, 1000 defense, Dark Thunder monster. You can only use the phase once per turn. If this card is summoned, phase zone a link monster points to, destroy this card and all link monsters linked to it. In addition, destroy all monsters that were linked to it, to the link monsters that were destroyed, and repeat this until no more cards can be destroyed. Okay, so a simultaneous continuous effect that will keep destroying cards. Only problem is Nightmare Cerberus exists, so this isn't going to be very relevant. And it has to be summoned to a link zone that the link monster points to. So that's not very good. Okay. Fury of Fire. Okay, it's another Salamangreat card. So this card is always treated as a Salamangreat card. You can activate one of these cards' names effects per turn. Special summon up to 2 Salamangreat monsters with different names from your hand / or graveyard in defense position, but their effects are negated. For the rest of this turn, after this effect resolves, you can only special summon from your extra deck 1 time. This card is never going to be used, ever. Only special summon 1 time. Their effects are negated. No, this card's garbage. Okay, let's continue. Dinaressa Rambrachio. Earth Dinosaur effect, level 5, 1600 attack, 0 defense. You can only use the first effect once per turn. When a Dinaressa monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Alright. While this card is in the main monster zone, other Dinaressa monsters you control cannot be targeted by opponent's card effects. Okay, interesting. Dinaressa Martial Ankelo. 1000 attack, 1000 attack, level 2, 0 defense. Can only use the second effect once per turn. During damage calculation, when another Dinaressa monster you control is battling an opponent's monster, send this card from your hand or field to your graveyard. Your battling monster cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, your opponent monster attack is halved until the end of the damage step. This seems like the effect you would only want to be able to use once per turn. Okay, that's decent, I guess, for a Dino Wrestler deck. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there from the field during this turn, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay, free resource, and this card effect is going to happen. Okay, cool. And the last card, Storm Dragon. It looks like that old normal monster. I can't remember what it's called though. Wind Dragon effect, level 4, 50 attack, 200 defense. If you control one Storm Dragon, you can only control one Storm Dragon. If you control a spellcaster monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay. If this card is in your graveyard, is destroyed by battle or card effect, and sent to the graveyard, you can put one monster with 1500 attack and 200 defense in your graveyard, except Storm Dragon. Oh, right. So this is following along with the creatures that the familiar possessed control. So okay, cool. Yeah, that was the last card we had to talk about. We like there's a lot of interesting cards on here. Like sadly, this card for Sun Great isn't that great. Funny enough, but there are a lot of interesting cards coming out of Rira. Like this one, that's double protection for things. It will definitely be used. This, which is like dual world crafter, which is actually pretty decent actually when you think about it, just being able to spin itself by having 8 or more link monsters in the graveyard, which isn't bad. So yeah, like literally it's very easy to pull that off, and like this card ain't that great though. This card irritates me a bit. But guys, there's a lot of good cards here. There's a few good cards here. The majority of them are just crap. But yeah, but definitely check out the Simorgh Archetype. The Simorgh Archetype is decent. These cards, there are some good gems in here. Like as I said, the Obstructive Curtain, which just gives you double protection for anything, which I think is actually pretty decent. But yeah, tell me what you think of all these cards in the comment section below. I think the Simorgh Archetype is decent. I don't think it's amazing, but I feel like it is decent. Some of these cards are really good as well. Tell me your thoughts on those in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to press the like button to show you more enjoyed the video. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to press the subscribe button to get in your subscription box. Don't forget to press the notification bell as well to get the notifications of these videos and be notified of my streams that are at 8 p.m. UK time on Thursday afternoons. But guys, these cards are interesting. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. And I might try some more. If you want me to try some more, tell me that in the comment section below as well. Or maybe do some dual videos of it. But guys, the video. Thanks for watching. All these cards are interesting. And I will see you guys next time. Robot1, signing out.